What's up, people? Look, you cannot. Okay, there was there is something. A lot of people spend their time looking at white supremacy. They spend their time looking at. I don't even feel comfortable even sitting there listening to their lies like that. You know what I mean? Once I know what they are and I know what they're all about and stuff, I'm waking up to real identity and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just I know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's that okay? That look like that'll still be a little light or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's just everybody thinking about and talking about what the president and all that kind of stuff, what they gonna do, and who gonna be the next president and all that kind of stuff. I don't get caught up into all that kind of stuff. I'm caught up into God, the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'm caught up into what He talking about or whatever. You know what I mean? Our nationality is more important than anything. You get what I'm saying? Um, yeah, our nationality is more important to me and my nationality. And we just been the other nations, the heathens, the Chinese and the Egyptians, the Arabs and the Arabs and the African people have oppressed us for many, many, many decades. You see what I'm saying? And this is the reason why God allowed them to, because we didn't follow what He said. So, but the reason what made me mention that is they got a lot of this stuff in here that people's why I don't see how people can sit there and take time and just listen to the words come out of Esau's mouth like that. But so they ain't doing nothing for us. They ain't worried about you. All they doing is plotting on how they can do whatever they want to do to you or whatever. But anyway, that's not what I came here to talk about. I got a different topic that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to give an introductory and try something a little different, So but it was on my mind to say it. Maybe I can come back and explain that and talk about that later, about that. Because I don't even spend time even sitting there watching that news. It's a waste of time. Why sit there and look at all that stuff? And you know what I mean? I can spend time learning the meaning of words, learning who I am, and not being deceived. That's the most important thing. Learning who you is, looking up the definition of words, know when you call a word, know what it means. When you're calling something, you need to know what you're saying. So I think sitting there listening to people on a television or whatever it's coming from, I can take that time and spend it and learn the do some research. That would be fair to say. Do some research on whatever it is. Anything that you're following, there's nothing wrong with questioning it. Anything that before you get off involved into an organization or anybody or anything, you need to question that. All right, now I did a long introductory here, but let me go ahead on and get off into this because I kind of went way off a little bit more than what I even expect. But you can't make someone love you. I looked at a video that a couple did, and it was the girl. She wasn't down with her fiance looking at them videos because he's a musical guy. He's into music and stuff. And she said that she wasn't down with him with the she was down with the music, but she wasn't down to sitting there looking at her fiance, sitting there looking at a bunch of women and guys twerking, and the women's twerking and showing themselves and all that kind of stuff. And she wasn't feeling that, you know what I mean? And I said as I thought about it, I got a revelation out of it. Now, this is just me. This has nothing to do with them. I wanted to say, even myself, I can't make somebody love me. No, you can't make somebody love you. That's the name of the video. You cannot make someone love you. Love it has to be natural. It has to come natural. Because if you spending your life trying to make someone do something that's not there, you're gonna fail every time. You're gonna lose. You're gonna always be we're gonna always be in a hurting position. You see what I'm saying? You can't. That's like saying, okay, like, and I'm gonna tell you the way I would do it. From what I see and me living on this planet, if a person like whatever that person is in love with or whatever it is what it is. Whatever your feelings, whatever your taste buds calling for, and you telling the person no, 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 and that's what their taste buds is calling for, then there's nothing that the person can do. There's nothing that the person can do. All they can do is just like, you can't make somebody stay in your life that don't want to be there. You can't do nothing. It's all you can do is just accept it, embrace it. Like, okay, it's all good, because at the end of the day, they probably can't help it themselves what they have feelings for. They probably don't even have no control over it. So it has to come natural. If somebody, that's like me trying to offer somebody some watermelon or something, and they ain't hungry, and say, no, you're going to take this, you're going to take this. They can try to eat it, but it's not going to be enjoyable to them, because that's something that they don't like. They don't like it. So it's nothing I can. If I offer somebody some water and they say, no, thank you, I don't want to. Then what is that telling me? What does that mean? That means they don't want it. That means I don't have no taste for it. No, thank you. I don't want it. If I'd have wanted it, I'd have took it. Obviously, you asked a question and I said, no, thank you. You see what I'm saying? They said, no, thank you. What can I do? Ain't nothing I can do. They ain't got no control over it themselves. If they full and you offer them something, they ain't got no control over their stomach. All they can tell you is that I got enough. You can't make someone love you that don't love us. We can't make somebody do that. No, that you just can't. I don't have the eloquent words enough as to express it the way in vocabulary this and the way that I want to, but I can say this here. It's all about what? I mean, I don't know. It's nothing you can do with the situation. All you can do is just hope that the person will put time into us. All we can do is hope. You know what I mean? All I can do is like hope, like, this person will put some time into me or whatever. But if it doesn't happen, then what can I do? I have no control over it. You know what I mean? It's out of my control. It ain't nothing. The only thing that I have control over is to accept it and move on. That's it. That's all I have control over. So it is what it is, and it's the reality of it is. And then the person may come out and say, well, I noticed I was looking at a bunch of naked pictures and stuff, and why you don't seem like you care. You didn't care that I looked at a bunch of naked pictures and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I never talk about this in my video. You didn't do this here, so that means you must don't love me. I said, no. I'd be like, well, no, not really. It's not that I didn't care. I don't care or nothing like that. It's just that why would I sit up and stress myself over something? That would be the wrong. Why do I want to kill myself when there are millions of other people out there that's I can easily, go and have a relationship with? You know what I'm saying? I think love is something, real love has to be natural. It's nothing that you can do to make it be a certain way. It has to naturally be that way. So if it's not naturally that way, you don't want something that's not naturally that way. If it don't come natural, then you wasting time. If it come natural, you good. You can't make, I can't even make a person, I can't even make a person accept me into their life. That something like that would have to be of a free will. You see what I'm saying? It has to be a free will. It can't be nothing forcible. Because when you force something, you bring yourself into a whole lot of problems. That's not like me going out there. A person say, no, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want this. I don't want to be bothered. I just don't like you. I don't want to be around you. I don't like you. I just don't, you don't interest me. You don't interest, you don't interest, you don't interest, you don't this and you don't that. You see what I'm saying? And then you in essence turn around, or the other person turn around and just get physically with them, or get physically violent with them. Then in that instance, you can end up, a number of things can happen. You can end up in a bad, in a prison system. You can end up basically in the ground, all that kind of stuff. It leads to a lot of things. Bad reactions can lead to different things. You know what I mean? Depending on the damage that you do. If you do worse of damage, then you'd be like, you can end up somewhere where you can never, you can put yourself in a hole and you can't get out. Like I said at first, prison, jail, all that kind of stuff, life and all that kind of stuff. Over, you done got yourself worked up because this person refused to let you in their life, and then you reacted, or I react in a negative way, and then there you be. You see what I'm saying? So the same thing applies probably for the woman. You know what I mean? They can be in situations to where they trying to keep this person, or trying this and trying, no matter how hard you try or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of us did that. A lot of us have did that. We tend to mean we mean them more well and more good, and we love them to the core of our hearts, but they ain't really, just not really into us like that. They not into you like that. They not into the other person like that. You see what I'm saying? And you end up, no matter how much you get, and it be years pass by, and it's like we trying to get those people is to be a part of our life. But obviously, we no matter what we do, it ain't. You can try gifts, you can try all that kind of stuff, but it's just not working. You know what I mean? It's not working. So when you find something is not working, then it's time to use common judgment and just say, well, I ain't got no control over this here. I just got, the only thing I got control over is my decisions and the way I react and my responses, and whether I choose to respond or whether I don't choose to respond. Choosing or doing it, or whatever, choosing to respond or not, you only have control over that. You only can make a choice, or you only can control yourself by, well, nah, it ain't worth it, and you just turn around and walk away. Or either you can make a choice and just react to the drama and to all of the stuff that goes on out there. You know what I mean? Now, just like, okay, a person like me, I'm a people's person. My people, I love people. You see what I'm saying? I love people. I love being around my people. My people of color, I love them to the core of my heart. I really do, man. And I know there's nothing that I won't do it. I think about the good things that I would do and stuff like that. But obviously, they don't feel the same way about me. You see what I'm saying? I noticed some things about me. I noticed that if I get upset with somebody or something like that, I'm not very good at holding a good dialogue when I'm angry or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like my words get all jammed up. I'm distracted in my thinking, everything. You can't even collab good with people. You see what I'm saying? When you're in a fix like that, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know how, in a lot of ways, I don't know how to come across in an articulate manner. In a lot of instances, you know what I mean? I'll say, if I'm coming off a certain way, I may not come off so well. It may sound like I'm being uh, very rough or very rude or something like that, and I'm not meaning to come off very rude. And that, I think that's one of the things that me myself I got to learn too. You know, a lot of people can sound like they coming off hard, and that's one of the things that is hard for me to like overcome to a degree. I feel like that from what I'm seeing out of myself. You know what I mean? Somebody could say something to me a certain way, even though I have this loving spirit, I have this loving passion, I have this love and this real strong passion for my people. At the same time, I can get really offended real easy too at the same time. And the person may not be meaning to come off rough or come off a certain way. It could mean they just probably just came up in that environment where they had to speak that way. You know what I mean? They probably don't mean they. It's kind of hard to accept people doing that still, even though I understand. It's kind of hard. It ain't easy like, okay, well, to brush it off. But when you think about it, it's like, you know, it's just, you know, the person may not be meaning to come off rude. And I think that's part of what I'm guilty of too. Because people can, a lady used to tell me this years ago. I used to think that the lady meant harm, you know, years ago. This is years ago when I was young, real young. And I thought the person was coming off a certain way, and I came to the conclusion the person told me it was the way I was taking it. You see what I'm saying? I'm still talking about you can't make someone love you. Okay, but I just want to take time to explain this here. And I realized a lot of times the person may not mean harm. It may sound like they may coming off in a bad way, or coming off in a rough tone or whatever, or something of that nature. And it could be just maybe I'm not used to their I'm not used. How can I say that? I'm not used to their in the way they present the persona to me. In their persona, in the way they present it. You know what I mean? I may not be used to that, and I think that is a lot of the problems with myself in a lot of ways. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they may not meant to come off in a bad way. They might have just came off like I don't know. But I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It is hard for me to bypass that and overlook that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because I find myself being weak in that area, and I do need to get the strength and the power and the victory over that part. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of time I know it's a way that I perceive things or the way I perceive people, because I really realize I ask myself this all the time. I say, you know what? There are people out there that come from different backgrounds and different walks of life, and everybody is not made and built the same, and everybody is not made to respond the same way. You see what I'm saying? So it's like in my mind, something's telling me you're gonna meet some hard obstacles. So maybe you need to just prepare yourself for that and realize that you ain't got no control over the different you know, the different how people perceive things. Everybody perceive things in a different way. The way they may come off, they may be probably, they may come off kind of thinking that they're coming off really genuine, and they really are not. I may not be used to coming off them coming off in that type of way. It's because I'm not used to that. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I think that has a lot to do with a lot of the reason why it's hard to cooperate with certain people. Some people maybe and some people probably just grew up to where people had to come off in a rough way, and a lot of time they so used to coming off to people in a rough way, they don't feel or think that they're harming anybody. So when you tell them, man, look, I didn't like the way you came off, and you say, and I say, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of that. I say, I don't like how you came off to me. I don't like how you did this. And I don't like how you did that. It's the way you came off. And the person may be like, and they may not even be used to somebody challenging them like that. When that person is not used to somebody challenging them like that, and I'm telling them, look, you came off in a way, I don't like how you came off. They probably gonna look at you like you crazy or you stupid or something. It's because why? They gonna probably feel that they're doing right because they wasn't used to nobody telling them, look, you need to not come off like this here. And they're gonna be like, how can you tell me how to come off when you in essence, this is how I am. And if you took it that way, some people probably would tell me, they probably would tell me, if you took it that way, they may, some of them will be kind enough to apologize and say, well, you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come off like that, but that's just how I am. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you this here. Or either they may say, wait a minute, let me ask you a question. Do you have an issue with me, the way I said it, or do you have an issue with the delivery? Do you have an issue with the delivery? Now, maybe this title of this video probably can kind of tie with it, because you have people, if you have a girlfriend, or if this, vice versa, if a woman has a boyfriend or whatever, or maybe the dude may have a girlfriend, and she looking at, let's say, looking at a bunch of dudes dancing or whatever. Now, I'm not here to say how every dude may respond, every guy will respond, because all of us are different. You see what I'm saying? We all, as we come, because we come from different backgrounds and we're just raised different. Maybe that's how we are naturally. Some of us are just that way by nature. Just like me. By nature, by nature, I feel like I love my people. By nature, I do. Why? Because of how I responded when I was like 15 and 16. I never was no, what they call a sellout coon Uncle Tom to the so-called white man. I never was, because they had, somebody wanted me to try to press charges and all that kind of stuff. This was years ago. I wasn't 15. It just wasn't in me, because I was like, nah, I don't feel comfortable with that. No, I love my people. That's all. You see what I'm saying? I was just saying, I love my people. I love my brother. No, this is my family, or whatever. It just wasn't in me. So I just feel like maybe it's just how people are raised. Then some people are just that way by nature, genetically. It's just like a curse, or you can, you know what I mean, cursed or whatever, you know what I mean, or you can curse your genetics, or you can bless your genetics, or you can mark your offspring. Maybe the way I am, it may have a lot to do with being on my father's side. Maybe on my father's side, I probably, maybe about 7 or 8 or 9 or 20 generations back, they probably had somebody that thought and had a spirit like me. I may be the product of somebody from 20 generations back on my daddy's side that may cause me to be this way. You see what I'm saying? Just like you can't make somebody love you, and it's like picking the right person. Maybe they saying maybe you have to pick somebody who probably came from that generation, probably, and somebody in their family. Have you ever met a girl and you say, you know what, you ain't like them other girls that I actually met out there on the streets? You ain't like them other girls. You just don't seem, it just seemed like something about you. Out of all the girls, I'm just making up something. Out of all the girls I dated, you is the only, the seventh girl out of all of the 6 girls I had. None of them cooked, none of them cleaned. I cooked and cleaned for all of them. They felt like I had to do everything. But you don't even let me buy deodorant. You don't even let me buy nothing. You do the cooking. I can be at work and you come home and you have my bath water ready, you have my food cooked, but I'm so used to doing it myself, because all of the other 6 women that I've been with, they never did this here. You see what I'm saying? So I'm still talking about you can't make someone love you. So I'm talking about versus somebody just naturally loving you, and somebody that just, no matter what you do, you can't make that person do nothing for you if it's not in them naturally to do so. You see what I'm saying? So, I think it's all about it. Choices may have a lot to do with it to a degree. Choices probably got a lot to do with it. But at the same time, I think when people fall in love with you, it has to be something that's naturally ingrained in them. Just like me. For me, it wasn't in me to go out and rat on my own brother and rat on my own sister and have a so-called white man to come and blow up my family's house. No, that has never. I couldn't do that, because it's not in my nature to do so. That's why when y'all see me with a lot of videos, I be speaking out. Sometimes I get on teaching levels and open up the biblical word and just try to open up our understanding to our national. At least I try to. I may not be as smart, but let's go back to this here. If I'm trying to address a person, if I'm trying to address an individual person, and I'm not eloquent enough of knowing how to come off in the way that I should. And I think that has been a lot of my problem too. I'd be like, I don't want to approach this person with this because I would feel ashamed because you don't want to, you probably feel, I think I probably feel afraid of coming off a certain way. And that's probably why a lot of people don't just come out and just tell people certain things because they probably, it goes back, they may be, either they may be afraid of just offending people, or either they may just be afraid that they may not know how to come off or come out and tell you. You see what I'm saying? So to keep from actually just telling you, they may just go out there and cheat on you, or they may just go out there and give certain signs and just show you with their actions or whatever. Because a lot of people, some people are born to the point to where they can come out and tell you, well, look, I can't be with you, or I'll no more, or I miss that, I miss being single, and I miss this and I miss that, or whatever. But you have some people that just ain't going to address it that way. Everybody ain't going to care about your feelings. You see what I'm saying? And it may depend on how they was brought up, if for one, or it could be they could have having a bad day that day, or it could be like some people are not raised with morals. Some people probably was used to being talked to a certain way when they was coming up. So if they are used to being talked to a certain way when they coming up or whatever, they gonna be like, well, this is how where I came from, because you're gonna hear a lot of people gonna say that. Where I came from and the way my parents raised me, they was taught the heck with your feelings. You see what I'm saying? They was taught the heck with your feelings. It ain't about your feelings. It's either you accept what I say, what's more important, the way I'm saying it, or I'm me telling you the truth. That's how some people are. You see what I'm saying? Some people come off that way. Now, some people came from a background like myself. I came off to the point to where I came from a background to where I offer hospitality to people that I love that walk through my door. Like my people of color, I will offer, my family will tell you in a minute. Where I come from, my grandpa did that. My grandmother did it. My grandmother, she's still living. She's 93. She's going to be 94 this year. Yep. She did it. My aunts did it. My uncles even did it. You see what I'm saying? My uncles and all of them. My cousins, I got cousins that do it. They still do it. The people on my daddy's side did it. The people on my mother's side did it. You see what I'm saying? They like you, and you can't. They just cared about people. You know what I mean? And they like, oh, come on, you come that, you come back. They ain't got to even know you. A lot of times they can, if you feel in the spirit of the person, and you don't pick up no bad vibe, especially if they don't pick up a bad vibe from you. I came from the background that I came from. Let me tell you the background I came from. It's like, if you can't, I can be a person that never saw you a day in my life. This is the background that I come from. And you kind to me or whatever, then I am respectful and I honor you for the rest of my whole life. I honor, respect, and I go out my way, and I'll just, and come on, what you need, you know what I mean? Like, hospitality is our thing. That's how I grew up. That's the generation that I came from. Now, some people ain't used to coming into they didn't come from a background like that. Some people came from a background to where, like, well, in order for me to do something for you, you got to earn it. You got to do something. Or they may say, well, I don't believe in just handing out to a person. You see what I'm saying? You got to be somebody that I know, or you got to be somebody that I don't know, affiliated with you for years or whatever. Or you got to be, it just depends on the situation or whatever. Some people was raised, if you walk up to them and you ask them for something, or you ask them to say, hey, you need something or whatever. Some people probably will, you're going to get different responses because people come from different backgrounds, and everybody is not going to respond in the same way that we want them to. Some people are going to tell you, like, if you walk up and say, I need something, they're going to be like, or they just look at you and walk off. They may just look at you ignorant. They may look at you stupid. They may, some of them, if you, hey, excuse, some of them look at you and probably just keep walking because a lot of people probably be raised like, if you don't know them, keep going. That's how it is in some families. You see what I'm saying? They'll do that. But it all, I would say with me, I'm going back to me. It all depends on who they are. because I done met a lot of people who I never seen before. And I humbly respect people, and I love people who are very kind to me. I love that. You see what I'm saying? But if they're not kind people or whatever, then I'm gonna stay away from them. It's like when people are not kind to me, or when they show up, when they are just mean, just straight out, just mean, just demonic people. It's like I'm mad and angry. I don't like mean people. You see what I'm saying? I don't like mean demonic people who manifest a demonic type of personality. I don't like that. You see what I'm saying? And people who manifest a demonic personality, I'm one of those guys. I came from a background. If you what is that? If it's like if I get a bad vibe from you, then I'm the type, I'm not gonna say anything to you. Like, let me give you an example. I can be sitting in my room in here right now. Somebody walked through that door. And it all depends on, I guess it all depends on the vibe that I get and the meaning that I get. I'm one of those people. I would be like, I won't say nothing at all. They can come in and say, hey, what's up, brother? Or what's up? How you doing? Or whatever. If I'm getting a bad vibe, and I don't know if I would be misjudging, but I guess I don't know. It would be getting that bad vibe or getting a vibe at that moment. If it's a negative vibe and I'm uncomfortable at that moment, I'm not going to respond to that person at all. I'm not. That's how I am. That's where I come from. I came from the background to where I came from that, like, but if you prove yourself to be a righteous person, a person that you don't mean harm or whatever, and you seem to be a all right person or whatever, then then I'm in essence, I will like loosen up a little bit. You see what I'm saying? I loosen up a little bit because I'm one of those people. As long if you trying to come around and you trying to do harm, or you a selfish person or whatever, then it's gonna, I draw up in a corner and I just I won't say anything to you. It's like getting one of those spirits, those hardcore spirits. I draw up and I just draw away from people. You see what I'm saying? I draw away from it. And if I'm not comfortable with you, and if I don't want to have nothing to do with you, then I'm not going to even speak to you. It won't be because I don't care. It's just a circumstance, probably. And I don't know if that's good. You tell me in the comment section if that's good or not. But it's just that if I feel that it all depends. And it all depends on the motive. Somebody can come and they can ask me a question like somebody can walk up in here and say, where do you work at? In my mind, I ain't gonna mean no harm. It depends on who it is. It would make me real offended. I would get real on the real offense side because I don't know. In my mind, I'm gonna be like, okay, where's they going with this? What is the purpose of this person coming into my presence, or what is the purpose of this person coming into my life? What's going on? I don't know. Well, where is they headed with this? Because I don't know. I don't want to I wouldn't feel comfortable saying something, and I don't know where they would be going with this. And like, okay, how is this going to end? Is this going to turn out good, or is it going to turn out? You don't know if it's going to go left or right. So I pay attention to things. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't know whether you in your mind, because I done been there. Like some people ask me, like it just depends on how they come out. Because some people, I can meet some people and I can just get a good, comfortable vibe. And I'll just start talking with them and everything. And you feel like you've been knowing them for years. Have you all ever been like that? Put it in the comment section if you have. Anybody that get this far in the video, just tell me in the comment section if you ever experienced that. Because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. The only way I can tell and I can really explain this here, I would really have to be in that situation, because I have been in situations to where people have spoken to me and I refuse to speak back. Why? It wasn't because I didn't care. I don't love that person. I may love them dearly, but if I feel like I'm gonna be in danger or whatever. But okay, let me explain it this way. I can go into the store and I can buy something and ring it up. And they can ring up my stuff. And I'm sitting there getting ready to, while they're ringing it up. And when they ring it up and tell me how much it is, and then I give them the money, and then they give me the change back from whatever bill I gave them. And before they start ringing it, they say, "How you doing today?" Now, it depends on who it is. Some people, I'll wait and try to investigate. You know what I mean? Like, okay, because I'm not going, even though it was just a hello, like some people say, it's not about looking up. It's just about just speaking, regardless of whether the person, whether they mean well or not. I still speak to them. Me, where I come from, for me, personal, no, I don't. I like to see, most of the time, I try to see where they going with it first. Like, okay, because a lot of people will speak to you because it's just their job. They own a job. But off of the job, at home, it could be something totally different. A lot of people do it because it's just their job. It's their policy of the job is to say, "Have a good day," or something like that. When people tell me, "Have a good day," or whatever, even though it's just one simple word or whatever, a lot of time I don't say anything back. A lot of time I just don't, because it's just a tradition, and you don't have to. And to me, I don't respond to something just to be doing it. I respond to it if it's genuine. You see what I'm saying? What that's like pretending to be something that you ain't. You see what I'm saying? That's like a person. Would you want somebody to just come in and just say, "Well, I'm gonna hug them and kiss them and act like I want to marry them," but in the actuality, I really don't want to marry them. I'm just doing it because out of a tradition. How would you feel if somebody did that? Like people, they'll say, "It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt due to a dog to speak." Have you ever heard people say that? Okay, ask yourself this question. Would you want somebody to just marry you just for what you have? You see what I'm saying? Think about that. Would you marry, if you really love this person and you really into this person, do you want to marry this person because they look good from the outside? Or do you want this person to just marry you because for what you got? Or do you want them to marry you based upon because you is the person, or you are the person of that, you are the dream of my life, or you're the dream, you are my dream goal, you are the dream woman that I've been looking for, or you are the dream, like the woman, you are the dream guy or the dream dude I've been looking for the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Or would you want that person to marry you just because of, just for convenience? Think about that. Now, people say it wouldn't do a dog, it do to a dog to speak. Speak even if they don't mean well. Why would you speak even if the person don't mean well? Would you tell somebody to marry somebody just because, just out of tradition? You ain't got to really love them, just marry them. Would you do that? Would you no, you wouldn't do that. Why? Because it's not a genuine, it wouldn't be no holy, it wouldn't be no genuine holy matrimony. It would be no genuine connection. It wouldn't be no genuine cleaving. It wouldn't be no genuine unity there, right? So if you marry somebody just out of emotions, or you just married them because I don't really love them, I just married them. Why did you marry? Oh, I just did it because it's just the name marriage. I just did it. You don't love the person, you just did it. So if I don't, I'm like this here. If a person doesn't mean me any good, I'm not going to speak to them just because they spoke to me, if I know it. Now, sometimes I'm tempted to speak to people not knowing or whatever. I just do it a lot of times, say, well, to keep from Like, I don't want to be rude or nothing like that. There's just something just come over me sometime and just say, okay, just go ahead, you just speak or whatever. But for the most part, I'm not comfortable with just doing that just to be doing that. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to do it just to be doing it. You want to do it because there is a purpose. When a person is kind to you, for the most part, they're just kind because they love doing it, because they love the person. You can't just do it because you're trying to impress somebody. Like, oh, I really don't have love for people, but I'm going to do it just to impress them, to make them think. That's jacked up. That's real jacked. That's being deceitful. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes the Most High will use that person is to be a help to you, though. But y'all get what I'm saying. It goes back to, you can't make a person do something that's not really, if it's not in them at that moment to be genuine to you, then complaining about it is not going to change their heart. It's going to have to be something that they want themselves. That's like you telling me, I don't have no taste for no Twix bar. And I go to arguing with you and say, well, I'm going to go out there and get a Twix and I'm going to make you eat a Twix bar. Would that change anything? It's not going to change nothing. Why force somebody to like something that they don't like? I said, I want to learn my nationality and go out and encourage other people is to embrace their nationality. Yeah. But the thing is, the problem with that is, if they don't want, if they're not willing to accept what I'm saying, then I have to just not, what can you do if somebody don't want it? You can't do nothing about it if that's not what they want. You can't make it. It just automatically, it doesn't have, most of the time, it just ain't going to happen like that. Yeah, it's just not going to happen like that. So in order for a person to care about you, that's just something that it's just going to have to come natural. And like I said, let me go back and reiterate. Everybody come from different backgrounds. I had some people to say, well, that's how I was raised. I was raised to be independent. I was raised, if you didn't have nothing going for yourself, I was raised that tell people the truth whether they like it or not. I was raised, I'm just giving an example. I was raised to where the way when I was coming up, yeah, I know you hear people say that. Our family didn't work, they didn't go on your feelings. If you told them that was the way you felt, no, then you get a whooping for talking about how you felt. The way I grew up, they wasn't trying to hear that. They wanted to know the truth. It wasn't about how you felt. We told you, and if you like it, whether you liked it or not, we told you. Now, if you felt a certain way, and if you felt I came off a certain way, then that's your problem. The only thing I'm gonna do is tell you, this is how some of us are raised up. Now, some people are not raised like that. Some people are raised to be genuine and come at it a certain way. Some people are raised like, you'll get some people say, well, look, I noticed that no matter what you do, I can never get mad with you. Because you always have a way of knowing how to articulate, or you know how to come across. You know how to come across without offending people. Now, some people grow up to where their parents will tell you, don't worry about how people feel. Don't care. As long as you know you telling the truth, then you tell them. You see what I'm saying? So everybody is just different when it comes to certain things. I done had managers to tell me, say, well, the way I grew up, and it wasn't, they'll tell you in a minute. No, they talking back to them, whispering and talking smart, that wasn't allowed. You see what I'm saying? If they even felt like you was whispering something smart, you know what they did? They'll say they made you get on your knees and you stayed in the corner all day because they wasn't happy. But I'm saying this is how families were. But I'm just saying everybody come from different walks. Now, some people was raised to where they don't believe in just punishing their child like that. Some people just believe in just talking to their kids. But you have some people came from a generation to where they actually got physically with you. They actually spanked you. They put the rod on you. They didn't care how you felt or what you thought of it. They did it because you have people say, for me in my house, this is what you're going to get. Now, you have some people that are raised like this. Look, you can come in my house and stay. You can come in here, you can eat, sleep, and do whatever it is that you need to do. You can go out and play. You can hang out all day with your friends or your homeboys or your homegirls or whatever. One condition, one thing I'm commanding that you do. Be in here for 10:30. Anything after 10:30, you're staying out. You ain't coming in my house because I'm not getting up opening my door. I'm letting you know that before you get in here. That's the rule. Now, I'm saying that to make an example. Not everybody is like that. Everybody is different. You see what I'm saying? Some people will, like, they believe in giving you a second chance or whatever and say, well, you come knock on the door at 11 or 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning and you apologize. You say, well, I'm sorry for coming in here that late. Some people are raised where they'll just be compassionate to you to the point of where they'll get up and just open the door for you. Some people will just keep on being merciful to you. Some people are put up with it for so long, and some people will just get tired of it and say, enough is enough. Let me stop him right now. Where you got some people that was raised, if you mess up one time and I ask you not to do it no more or whatever, and you did it the first time, some people let you got away with it the first time, and they say for the first time is one time too many. You out of here. That's the way some people are raised. You see what I'm saying? Some people you can betray them. Some people will give you a second chance. Some people are just not raised to give you a second chance. Some people was brought up in a way to look. The first time, red flag, the first red flag, immediately get out of it. Now, the way I came up in the type of person that I was, if you saw something that was trouble right away, immediately cut it off. Don't give it a chance just to go no more. You see what I'm saying? Because once you allow a person to do that the first time, then they're going to keep doing it. If you don't stop them the first time, they say the best way is to solve a problem is to stop it before it go any further. Stop the person. You got to do it for the first time. If you don't stop it the first time, the second time you're going to have a problem. Now, some people will say, hey, look, I'm not having it. You got to do it right away. If you don't, you have to do it. Now, some people may try to compromise and work around the corner and ask you like, okay, all right, I gave you 1,000 chances. I gave you 5 to 6 chances. You ain't changed. And you beg them and then they still give you a chance. Now, it just depends on how people are raised. Because everybody, none of us think different. It's just like you can have 14 children and each one of them gonna come out different. All of them gonna come out different. All of them not gonna have the same mindset. Just like me, I love doing videos. I love creating content. It has nothing to do with nothing else. It has nothing to do with how many subscribers or less subscribers. I said I can lose all my subscribers. Now, a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, no, I can't do a YouTube video without my subscribers. I got to at least have some subscribers. If I ain't got no subscribers, I'm not recording. Now, the way I came up, because of the passion that I have for my people, then it's not going, to me, I just love doing videos, period. You see what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with fame. Because I care less about fame. And maybe it was the way that I was raised. You see what I'm saying? It just all depends on the person, just like me. Like, if your parent or your mother and your father and your mother can have 5 children, 5 or 6 children. I don't care how many children they have. Each one of them gonna come out different. Each one of them gonna come out thinking different. All of them is not gonna think alike. All of them is not gonna. They gonna have some resemblance now. They gonna kind of look alike and have some features and resemblance. But each one of them is not gonna live their life differently. You see what I'm saying? Just like me, I love recording videos. Like my brothers, they don't too much care about blogging videos and stuff like that. They don't care. They don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm more passionate about it. But some people feel that it's not. It all boils down to people just having different tastes for different things. Different, how they put it, different strokes for different folks. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's just different. Some people just like to talk on the phone. Some people can't do without their phone. Some people don't believe in being on social media. Some people are just not social media people. Again, it goes back to everybody has different tastes for different things. Everybody, some people like it, some people love it, some people don't. I'm just one of those. I love doing what I do. I love making videos. I love creating content. I love just being creative. Somebody else, it may not make sense to them. Again, it's all in how people are raised. It's all in how they think. Everybody's just different, and everybody's just gonna think differently. So just like we all look different. Like you have people that we all look different, just like we all come in different shades of colors. We come in different shades of brown. There's dark brown and there is light brown. There is yellow brown, there's a yellow color, there's caramel colors. We just all are different. We all, and no man thinks the same. All men don't think alike. All women don't think alike. Men don't think alike. You see what I'm saying? You got some men that probably can look and see somebody and they won't even budge. They may not even like it. Because I can't speak for every man, because every man is different. Every woman is different. We all have different taste buds. What may taste good to me, the next person can eat it. They may not even like it. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the things that I want to discuss. Today, I just gave you all a regular topic, and I'm glad I did. Peace and love to my people of color, and I'm out. Peace to my people of color, and I'm out.